When the thyroid examination first started, mothers would normally have to wait weeks for the result to be sent back by mail. But it was impressive to see how the person in charge of the examination could ease their anxiety by simply giving them a little information. At that time, I thought this terrible situation would continue for decades to come. In Chernobyl, people drank contaminated milk, so the situation in Fukushima was completely different and actually there was little internal exposure. I think the international consensus is that the number of thyroid cancer will not increase. Everyone gave wonderful presentations, but the research by the high school student moved me the most. This is a fact. There is confusion because various people are expressing various opinions about this fact with various intentions. I am against nuclear power. If I lived in Fukushima, I would be afraid if the number of thyroid cancer cases might increase. I would also afraid if I told people to stop taking the examination and someone happened to get thyroid cancer, then I was held responsible. If I worked in a workplace that profited from the thyroid examination, I would hate it if the examination was stopped. Such emotions and conflicts of interest lead to various opinions and complaints about the thyroid examination. Even though all the experts believe that what Dr. Midorikawa is saying is correct, it is difficult to say we should stop the examination in front of big names. Therefore, I think it would be good to spread this high school student speech not only to the people of the prefecture, but also to the world, so that people can surround themselves with correct opinions. I also really like Otokita's speech today. It was a very positive statement about wanting to change the examination, and I think that the administration will not change unless those with political power take action. I support everyone's opinions, and I would like to continue to support Dr. Midorikawa as well. Could you please explain the differences between Otokita's story, where there were almost no opposing voices, and your article, where there were many opposing voices? Also, why did your articles initially interview liberal people who were opposed to overdiagnosis, but then changed its focus midway through? At first, I interviewed people who were liberal and opposed to overdiagnosis. This is a bit off topic, but listening to Otokita's talk, I was a bit concerned when he said that he would convey that there were no health effects from the nuclear accident based on scientific evidence. Drs. Otsuru and Takano also said this, but I am concerned that unless we separate the issues of the health effect of radiation from the issues of overdiagnosis, the debate will never reach a conclusion. I personally think that even if the exposure dose was 1/10 of that of Chernobyl, there may be health effects. However, even if we investigate it, it will probably be difficult to reach a conclusion. I think that many people are being swayed by that debate and not reach the understanding of the issue of overdiagnosis. Overdiagnosis is an issue that needs to be solved quickly. And as Dr. Midorikawa said, the damage is still spreading. In order to resolve it quickly, I think we should not emphasize too much the effects of radiation, which will never be resolved. Sorry for going off topic from the question. I think this is an opinion that is being presented to us experts and doctors. It is necessary to investigate the effects of low-dose radiation exposure. But if we do so, we should investigate it in a way that does no harm. It needs to be separated from the problem of overdiagnosis. And if overdiagnosis does occur, it could make it more difficult to understand the result of a health effect of radiation. To what extent are school teachers aware of the harm of overdiagnosis? I can only answer based on my impression. I think you need to actually look into it. If I were to answer based on my expression, I would say that they know very little. You mean their understanding is the same level as the children's parents? They believe that the benefit of the thyroid examination is that it will tell them there are no problems. But they do not understand that in reality, it can actually cause serious harm. Thank you very much. I'm sorry to say that we almost ran out of time for questions and answers. But it's time to close the venue, so we will now conclude the 5th International Symposium on Overdiagnosis of Juvenile Thyroid Cancer. Thank you very much, everyone.